Let us apply the concepts of the similar triangles in finding the height of an unknown object. Here we have the Statue of Liberty, and we would like to find out the Statue of Liberty using the shadow that is generated when the sun rays hit the statue. So our task is to figure out this height. And the distance that the shadow makes is given or is measured along the ground. Let's call the shadow distance B, and let's call the height of the Statue of Liberty A. So we measure now, and we have these three vertices. Of course, these three vertices can be combined to form a triangle with a hypotenuse C. How are you going to find the height now? Let us use now a stick of known height. And we are going to place the stick such that the shadow that is formed by the stick is at the same location as the shadow of the original object. We also know the height of the stick. Let's call it E. If we can measure the distance from where we place the stick to where its shadow is, let's call that F, then we should be able to use this information to find the height of the unknown object. Does this schematic remind you of the two similar triangles that we had earlier? So if we use the theory that we developed earlier, we know that E over A will be equal to F over B. In this expression, the unknown quantity, the height, is A. So everything else in this expression is measurable. We measure the height of the stick E. We measure the shadow of the stick F. And we also measure the shadow of the unknown object. So let us solve for the parameter or the unknown variable A. We are going to multiply both sides of this equation with A. So when we do so, we get the following. Then we observe that this A and this A cancel out. And then we are going to multiply both sides of this equation with the inverse of F over B. So we get the following. The inverse of F over B is B over F. And what do we observe? We observe that certain simplifications take place on the right-hand side. And eventually, we end up with an expression for the height A. So A will be equal to E times B divided by F. So the quantities in the right-hand side of this equation are all quantities that we can measure. and then we can use them to find the unknown height. You can experiment with this by using, instead of trying to find the height of the Statue of Liberty, by trying to find the height of objects that are smaller in height and using sticks and measuring tapes to measure the heights of E and F and B. So this is an application of similar triangles where we can use them to find the heights of unknown objects.